Welcome to The Tech Ranch, live and local here on Super Talk 1270. The latest gadgets, online security, websites and apps, social media, and so much more. How can technology help you? Let's find out. It's time for The Tech Ranch on Super Talk 1270.
From our studios in beautiful Mandan, North Dakota, along the mighty Missouri River, here is your guru of geek, Marlo Anderson.
So, do you like to save money? Well, I'll be introducing you to Voixis, which is a VoIP phone company. We'll be talking about them in a little bit here. Charlie Vecchio with giftcaddies.com, Ryan Taylor, co-founder of allteams.com, and Miss Metaverse Kate Aquino are all on the Tech Ranch today. So Kate is back at the control panel.
Right.
I know, exciting. At the control panel, Jim Walsh, our producer extraordinaire. Jim, how you doing?
Not too shabby. Did some studying over the weekend.
Studying.
Yeah.
So are you? I suppose I need to get in and look and see how things are going at universities nowadays. But I mean, do you still get books?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Well, there
Okay.
are options. I mean, there are books online.
There are,
that
okay.
you can do with the computer.
Okay.
And I have a Nook,
Okay.
from Barnes & Noble,
Okay.
the portable thingy. If I wanted to, I could get on my books on the Nook. But I'm renting the books because they're the cheapest that way. The
I
only
see.
thing is I can't highlight them.
When you rent
Because
them, you can't
obviously
highlight.
I have to give them back.
Right.
So
right.
if I highlight them, I'm going to have to buy the book.
So if you go the electronic version, are you able to highlight? I don't. I need to check this out.
But
I
you
guess.
know, all
I
that,
bet you can.
all that
Can't you?
highlighting stuff on the Nook just doesn't, after a
It's
while,
not
you
the
kind
same
of have to
thing,
wipe
is
it
it?
off.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't see
It
the
took
screen
you a second
anymore,
to
right?
get that,
It
didn't
did
it?
take me a second.
Yeah.
It's Monday, and I'm very, very slow today. So
It's like the old joke about the secretary with the, the stuff they used to use to correct typing mistakes. The white stuff.
Yep.
The stuff that
That's
Mike
what I called it,
Nesmith-
white stuff. Yeah.
The white stuff. The old joke about the secretary who kept putting it on her computer screen. And
I couldn't see it anymore. Yes.
liquid
yes.
paper.
Yes, there you go. Very
Liquid
good.
paper.
Yeah. I actually, are they still around? Do they still make liquid paper?
I don't know.
I bet
I
they
would
probably
imagine.
do.
I mean, there are still
but-
a lot of pre-McLuhanites out there who
Right.
still use, if not typewriters, they still have to print things.
Yeah, so that would
the
be
old-fashioned way.
Yeah,
I would imagine it's still
Oh.
there if you need it.
something for us to investigate
Yeah.
in the future. So do you have a landline yet?
Do I have a landline?
A landline for your phone?
No.
Okay.
We got rid of ours about 5-6 years ago.
Okay, so
Never
you just
missed it.
Okay, so you strictly cell phone now, and
Yeah,
and-
strictly
yep,
cell
yep.
phone.
Well,
Everything is cell phone.
Of course, in a business situation, it's a little tough to do that.
Yeah.
You still need to have a landline. Although I think there are some businesses now, especially the millennials, the young people coming up through the world here, a lot of them will use their cell phones or for their business as well. But I discovered a company a couple days ago called Voixis, Voixis, and they're a VoIP company, $29.99 a month for your business phone.
That's not bad.
No, it's an incredible
bad at
deal.
all.
And that includes the phone, which is, one of those real cool high-tech phones that you get for, it's got 6 extensions on it and all that good stuff. So and that includes the toll-free or all the dialing that you want to do for long distance in the country and all kinds of other great features too. You can find them at www.voixis.com, VOIXIS.com. And I will post that on the Tech Ranch. This, to me, is an amazing price, and I love all the features that they have with it. And most of the time, and I'm just picking on, I use VoIP services myself at my own businesses, but you normally have to buy the phones. So the phones themselves, they're usually in that, I suppose if you shop around, you can get them for a couple $100 a good one, but they're usually in that $300 to $500 range per phone.
Sure.
Here for the $29.99 a month, they will actually give you the phone for that. That is an incredible deal.
That is amazing.
So I'm very, very impressed. They're taking kind of the approach I think like cell phone providers use, where if you take a contract for 2 years, you get a much reduced rate on the phone part of it. I do believe that they have a minimum contract with this, but at $30 a month, you really can't go wrong. So I really would check them out. Again, Voixis.com, VOIXIS, and let's see what other cool things. I have to get all my cool stuff out of the way right away because we have all our phone calls coming in a little bit. One of my favorite sites, of course, Jim, is nationaldaycalendar.com, and tomorrow is a brand new day. I love this day because I used to eat these as a kid. National Ants on a Log Day.
Yeah.
Brand new day tomorrow. Did you ever eat ants on a log?
Ants on a log?
You ever hear of it before?
They may have been called something else where I grew up.
Well, it's celery with peanut butter and raisins across the top.
Never had that.
Really? Yeah, it's actually very, very good. It's actually pretty good for you, too. So pretty excited about National Ants on a Log Day. I will be celebrating, as you should as well. So you'll have to get to the grocery store. Make sure you have celery, peanut butter, and raisins so that you and your children can enjoy that tomorrow on Tuesday, September 9th. Let's see. Another gem I found over the weekend. EZMZM.com. Now, I'm not really sure if that's an acronym for something, but EZ, as in zebra, MZM.com. They actually have a lot of cool cases. Now, I haven't talked about cases for your phones for a long time, but it is something that a person needs. And when I ran across this site, I'm like, we haven't talked about it. It is important that you have some type of case on your phone, if you drop it or what have you. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is if you drop and break your phone. It's always good to have a little bit of protection on it. So if you go to EZMZM.com, they have a great selection of iPhone 5. In fact, all the iPhones are represented on there. All the Galaxies are represented on there, as well as many other Droids and that type of thing too. And they have some great prices and free shipping over $20. So it's probably, when you get that combination of a great selection and great savings, I like to pass that along to you. So again, at thetechranch.com, I will have that later, EZMZM.com.
Well, the worst is when you drop it in the toilet.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard that too, Tech Geezer. So yeah, in fact, I've actually dropped one of my own in a toilet one time. No. Nothing more fun than getting your phone out of a toilet. So Jim's never going to shake my hand ever again.
I think I'll skip breakfast this morning.
Anyway, the 3D printing. We talk about this a lot, and there's a new 3D printer that's going to be coming out. Of course, there's always seems to be a new 3D printer coming out, but this is actually pretty cool. And if you go to Rapid with an E on the end of it, so RAPIDE-3D.com. They're about ready to start their own Indiegogo campaign, and this printer will actually be selling for under $500. And Jim, I'm just going to turn my screen around here. Mm-hmm. I know you're busy working over there too, but
our call just came in too.
Oh, okay. And who do we have for a caller?
This is Charlie, founder and CEO of Gift Caddies. Thank you for having me.
Hey, Charlie, we're going to put you on hold just for a second. We just have you up after the break here, okay? So we'll put you on hold. And, Jim, there's a 3D printer there. I hope you can see it okay.
It looks like it's making ground beef or something.
I think it's one of those
that pink stuff that you put into beef.
There you go, yeah. That's too funny.
Pink slime.
But yeah, this is a 3D printer, and I think they actually, we're kind of laughing about it, but this is for printing food as well. So,
great.
But go check it out, RAPIDE-3D.com, and you can go check out this new 3D printer starting at under $500. It's very, very cool. So after the break, everybody, you just heard Charlie will be joining us from giftcaddies.com. So come on back.
Right now, 73.
Get the app called Radio Pup for your iPhone and take us everywhere you go. Bismarck and Mandan's own Super Talk 1270.
Follow the Guru of Geek at Facebook.com/The Tech Ranch or Twitter at Guru of Geek or thetechranch.com. Here again is your Guru of Geek, Marlo Anderson.
And we want to thank all of our listeners across the country and around the world who follow us on the Blueberry Network, on the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. We're on Tuned In, and of course our own app, Radio Pup. So all kinds of places that you can catch us live, or of course we have a podcast afterwards. So you can always review the show if you want to after the broadcast. So all kinds of ways that you can enjoy the Tech Ranch. And on the phone, Mr. Charlie Vecchio. Charlie is the CEO and co-founder, or founder, I should say. I always put that word co in front of that because it just seems to flow better all the time, Charlie. But founder of Gift Caddies. Yeah. How you doing, Charlie?
I'm great. I'm excited to be on. Thank you guys for having me on.
Hey, we're excited to have you on too. And I've been kind of reviewing your website here, and I didn't want to take away any of your thunder, so I'm just going to let you explain exactly what Gift Caddies is.
Yeah, so about a year ago, my wife and I were out to dinner. It was our anniversary, and our friends had actually tried to call the restaurant and purchase us a bottle of wine. And they were from a different state, so obviously they couldn't, come to us, and they thought it would be cool to call the restaurant. And basically what happened was the restaurant was so busy that they told them they couldn't do it. And, after dinner, I received a text from my friend basically saying, this is what we wanted to do. Sorry we couldn't do it. And on the way home, I remember just talking to my wife thinking, what a bummer. The restaurant didn't get the revenue. I didn't get the gift, and our friends didn't get the gift. So the idea of Gift Caddies was born, and really Gift Caddies is an app that allows friends to send all sorts of gifts from different friends and all over the country. So, typically it's your brother's birthday. We don't, there's not too many brothers that are just going to go to the Hallmark store and pick up their brother a card and say happy birthday. So we get the traditional text message that says, happy birthday, brother. I have a brother in Boston, and now with Gift Caddies, a job promotion, a birthday, anything, I can get on the Gift Caddies app, pull up the location, and now send them a PBR or maybe a Maker's on the Rock. So it's a thoughtful gift kind of portal, and in a society where we're kind of stuck giving generic gift cards, we're finding that there's more of a value of actual gifts than a less thoughtful generic gift card. So that's kind of the overview of Gift Caddies and how it got started.
Very interesting. And Charlie, you are kind of breaking up on us. I'm not sure if you're in transit someplace. Are you stationary or?
No, I'm in my office. So I don't know what the deal is.
So go to close to your window. Stick your finger in your mouth and then stick it up in the air so we get a little better antenna reception. And
there we go.
I think it's working already. Look at that. Yeah, amazing. So a couple of things, Charlie. So if you're going to gift me something, do I have to have your app as well?
Yeah, so to actually receive a gift, you do not have to have the app. So if someone sends you a gift, you'll be alerted through either email or text message that someone has actually sent you a gift. But to actually redeem the gift, you have to download the app. The good news is the app's free, and once someone sends you the gift, there'd be instructions on how to download the app in the App Store. Okay.
So then I'm ready to go redeem my gift. How does that process work?
Yeah, so, obviously in the digital world, our platform, we're not printing off coupons or paper. This isn't a paper platform. It's a digital platform. So we have some really great vendors and some local partners, and really how it works is once a gift is sent, when you're ready to redeem the gift, you go into the app and you would select that you want to redeem. Then you'd be given a random 3-digit number, and you could give that to the server or the bartender. They would put it on their back end just to confirm the amount, and you're done. So if someone sends you a $10 martini, you would give the bartender the 3-digit code. It would confirm the value, and tip and tax is included, and now you just sent your friend a martini. The nice thing is there's some other companies that focus mostly on restaurants. I think where Gift Caddies is different is that we are really helping all small businesses. So it doesn't have to be a restaurant. We're partnering with golf courses, online vendors, kind of like the Etsy idea, local spas, local hotels. So we're really making the whole gift experience where it could be any possible thing you could think of gifting. We're allowing somebody to do that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So if you're a business and want to be part of Gift Caddies, how do you go about doing that?
So we have local, we have local salespeople on the street. We're going to be rolling out a national program, and how we're a little different is all these people are calling businesses and asking for thousands of dollars a month. What we do is to be on the Gift Caddies platform, there's a one-time fee that puts you on the Gift Caddies platform. But then it allows your business to be a 24/7 e-commerce. So if you're a restaurant in Richmond, Virginia, you think of all the university and the schools, you might have a family member who lives in California.
Hey, Charlie, I hate to do this to you, but I think we're going to have to maybe have you on next week or something. You really are just breaking up, and it's very, very difficult to hear what you're saying right now. So,
okay.
Let's just do that. Let's just reschedule for next week, and
our apologies. We will have you back.
Yeah, we'll get you back on, and we'll talk about this a little bit more. So, again, everybody, that was Charlie Vecchio. He's the CEO and founder of Gift Caddies. You can go to giftcaddies.com, check it out. And our apologies to everybody listening, too. Sometimes that's just what happens with cell phones.
Breaking up is hard to do. Thank you, Neil Sedacco.
That's going to be our new bumper music going out right now, isn't it? Yeah, that's just too funny. So, go check it out. It actually is a very, very cool concept. And I can see, in today's world where, if you're going to give a gift to somebody, and we rely on technology so much all the time. I just go on Facebook and it tells me every day whose birthdays there are or whatever, and I go wish them a happy birthday. And they have a gifting platform in Facebook as well. But it would be kind of nice to be able to just literally text somebody a gift. So Jim, when it's your birthday or whatever, and if I want to buy you a beer, I can actually send that beer to you, and you can just go redeem it at one of the partners. Yeah, so you're getting all excited now, aren't you? Yeah. So it's a pretty cool premise, and we'll have Charlie back on next week so we can talk about that some more. I kind of want to finish up on that Rapid 3D printer too, and it's rapide-3d.com. You got to go check this thing out. It's they have a picture of it right next to a laptop, and the printer itself is not much larger than the laptop. In fact, if you were to lay it down on the desk, I'm turning my computer around to Jim here again. Yeah. I mean, it's actually a very, very small printer as far as a footprint goes, but it looks like, and I'm guessing, I'd have to look into it a little bit more, but the device or the object that it's printing is actually pretty sizable.
Yeah.
It's I would say, I'll have to look into see, but I mean, I'm looking at the comparison to the computer screen sitting there.
There's a laptop there. I would assume it's about the size of yours.
Yeah. So I'm gonna guess that it's probably printing 5 to 6 inches tall, if not more than that. Mm-hmm. For a 3D printer that's under $500, that's pretty impressive. Yeah. So it's a very simplistic design. And looks like a lot of fun. So I'm actually going to check out this a little bit more too. So Rapid with an E on the end, -3d.com. Go check that out. Woo. And let's see. Oh, ITBM Consulting. I got to talk about these guys a little bit too. I found all kinds of treasures when I was just kind of wandering around over the weekend on the internet. If you've ever wanted to maybe develop, some softwares for your company, if you need IT service management, if you need end-to-end project delivery, that's what ITBM Consulting does, and it's just like it sounds for the online address, itbmconsulting.com. And I was just kind of going over their website, and they have quite an impressive array of projects and clients that they have done work for in the world of healthcare and pharmacy. They've built some... they provide a business solution architecture, consulting services, and specialty pharmacy. I'm actually reading off their website here now, but the business segment and helping some programs like specialty pharmacy, medical revenues, specialty pharmacy care management, all kinds of cool stuff, in hospitality, project management. So they can actually build that software platform that you need. And that can be kind of a challenge sometimes for some businesses. So if you're interested, I'd certainly go to itbmconsulting.com, and I think they can probably steer you in the right direction. They look like a very, very, very reputable company, and been around for a while already. So I'd go certainly check them out. Let's see, what else did I find over the weekend? Did I tell you it's National Ants on the Log Day tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. The nearest thing I ever had to eating ants or things that looked like ants was angel food cake. The little sprinkles on it?
Oh, okay.
They look like ants.
That's funny. I guess I never thought about it that way.
Nuts. But ants on the log, I've never had that.
It actually is kind of a brain food. It's got celery and, of course, the peanut butter side of it. And here's a photo right here.
Celery, peanut butter, and
what else? Just like that right there. Raisins across the top. So very, very nutritious snack.
Well, it's more like they're in a canoe.
I guess you could call it ants in a canoe, right?
A canoe full of peanut butter.
So you should flip the celery over,
Yeah.
and then that way it wouldn't be a canoe anymore. But yeah, ants in a canoe. That's clever, Jim. I like that. So yeah, anything else we got going on here? I'm trying to get through all my little notes here, and unfortunately, see, that's what happens when technology fails. I was expecting to have Charlie on the whole segment there, so it's caught me off guard a little bit. And that's
I think our next
kind of
call's
what happened.
on the line, too. We'll get to them in a moment.
All right, so let's see. Well, I guess we could, let's bring him up here. If it's Ryan, then we can talk to him. So, Hello, Ryan.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
I'm fantastic.
Good. Well, you are literally live on the air. We're just bringing you in just a little bit early here.
Don't say anything too dirty.
Yeah, no problem.
Everybody, this is Ryan Taylor. Ryan is the co-founder of allteams.com. And, we're going to be pushing up against the break here. In fact, right now. So, Ryan, just hang tight, and we'll be with you after the break. And after the break, everybody, you already know who our guest is, co-founder of allteams.com. Just be a very interesting interview, so come on back.
Right now, 73.
Your news leader, weeknights at 6 and 10. Super Talk 1270.
We're back to the Tech Ranch. Stream this program now at supertalk1270.com. Here is your guru of geek, Marlo Anderson.
And Jim, I was just looking over the stats for that Rapid E 3D printer, and it does print chocolate. So there you go.
Chocolate. I've been watching too much Simpsons.
You have? Is that still running?
I think they're still. I was over the weekend. It was the Sideshow Bob all weekend long. It seemed.
Unreal.
Every episode was about Sideshow Bob.
They've had is it 500 episodes now?
Yeah,
Something like that.
we figured it was like 11 and a half days to run everything, back to back.
Unbelievable. So yeah, well, on the phone we have Mr. Ryan Taylor. Ryan is the co-founder of allteams.com. And Ryan, how you doing?
I'm great, man. How are you?
We're doing fantastic as well. So tell us a little bit about All Teams.
Sure. So it's allteams.com, and the way that we kind of started this website was myself and my co-founder partner, Scott Goodspeed, coached girls softball. And once you start coaching your kids, you have a tendency to get a little involved in, the recruitment of other players and trying to fill out a roster. And one of the biggest challenges we had was finding players. So we would go from having 5 teams in our league to 2 teams in our league to 10 teams in our league, and it was just very inconsistent. So we decided that maybe the best way to do that was to trump the old word of mouth, the way that most players or parents find out about teams that their kids can play on. And we developed a website that allows that to happen via the web. So we are the largest online team directory, and we started about a year ago. And since that time, we've seen some significant growth. So now we're actually going to be doing some redesign and really going after parents, really. Really trying to market to parents that are looking for teams for their kids, and we specialize in recreational teams as well as travel ball teams. So that's the plan. That's what we're doing now, and it's been quite a ride and quite a learning experience for us. This is a completely free website for parents and or coaches to use. So has multiple uses, but that's it in a nutshell.
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep you on. I know we only talked I hope you have a little bit longer than 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay,
wonderful.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. We'll keep you on for a little longer here. So, because I have questions myself. So, this is basically designed for kids teams right now. Are you looking to expand to adults as well?
There's no, we're not. To be perfectly honest with you, when you step into the adult sports realm, you run into a completely different problem. If you play adult sports, it's more of a soft commitment as opposed to a hard commitment.
Okay.
I play slow pitch softball myself.
Sure.
I have 10 guys one week, I have 14 guys the next week, and then the next week I'm borrowing players from other teams. So those guys generally have a better community around them, and guys can kind of float in between teams. So we're going to stay out of that for right now. It's not to say that we won't. do that. It's just that it's not our bread and butter.
Okay.
Really, what we're trying to do is really what we would love to have is every single softball and baseball, youth softball team league on our website.
Okay, very cool. So I'm moving into a new community, and of course with my two lovely children, and we are looking for teams to, engage our children with. So All Teams is the place to kind of go to do that, correct?
That is the perfect use case for what we do. And someone that's moving into a community, you don't have the advantage of having that word of mouth. And so for us, All Teams becomes that go-to stop for finding a team. And because we're 16 different sports, look, we can find you a team for any sport, whether it's soccer, whether it's football, whether it's cheerleading, whether it's swimming. So all of those are on there. If you're interested in martial arts, you're going to find a martial arts studio that actually caters to something your kid is looking for. The great thing about that, you can actually drill down once you visit allteams.com. You can actually choose different options that allow you to see what's relevant for your child. So if you have a 4-year-old, and we often get this question, by the way, on Facebook or via email, is, I have a 4-year-old, what can he do? They don't care what sport it is. They just want him to do something or her to do something. And so we allow you to actually look at the age and say, hey, I'm looking for something for a 4-year-old to a 6-year-old. And obviously very, very helpful for parents that just don't have that word-of-mouth community or network yet.
So I'll take it to the other side now. I am the commissioner of my youth softball team, or a softball league in my area here. How do I go about putting my teams onto All Teams?
Oh, excellent question. So if you visit allteams.com, there's very few options there. So one of the options at the top is to add your team. And we lead you through so generally when you add information to a website, they ask you a bunch of questions. You fill out a very long form. Becomes somewhat tedious. So we've created what's called a profile builder, and that profile builder allows you to actually answer questions that are relevant to your team. And at the end of it, you end up with a full profile, and that profile is your contact information. But it's more about it's also about how often you travel, how often you practice. So we're gauging commitment, so that parents that can only do it once a week actually can find that information. So by the time you're done with the profile builder, we know about as much about you as we need to for parents to make a good decision on the team that they're looking for. Very, very simple. We'll actually be simplifying it very soon. By the end of this month, we'll actually be releasing a new version of the profile builder, which will be much shorter. And honestly, we'll do a better job of allowing us to contact players in your area to let them know that you updated your profile. So also a big plus, too.
Okay. And again, everybody, this is Ryan Taylor. Ryan is the co-founder of allteams.com, and that's ALLTEAMZ. So allteams with a Z.com, and I will be posting that link later on the techranch.com as well. So anything else that you want to share with us maybe about All Teams?
I do. I really appreciate you guys having me on. And please, by all means, parents, coaches, check it out. Our goal is to become the largest online directory of teams and leagues in the United States. It's nationwide, so if you can hear this, chances are you can use allteams.com. So we have 54,000 teams in 16 different sports. We look forward to seeing you over there.
Wow, that's fantastic. And actually, it is a very, very good service. I've actually been through this a couple times myself in my lifetime, maybe not so much now since I have older children, but it would have been nice to have this 20 or 30 years ago. And,
absolutely.
So I think it's fantastic. And coming from a person who, and I played softball for many years too, Ryan. And the first thing I did when I moved to town was look for, because I knew absolutely nobody where I'm at now at the time. And it is a challenge, even for adults, it's a challenge. So it can even be a very, very big challenge for, trying to find programs for your children. So this is a fantastic service and totally free. So
absolutely.
Got to love that too. So, all right, Ryan, we really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. All right, Mr. Jim.
Yes.
How you doing?
Not too
You didn't
shabby.
fall asleep over there yet? That's good.
No, I'm fine.
I know it's
the
Monday.
geezer is sleeping in the corner.
Yeah, it's always Monday for him. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is for him, yeah. So, tech news. What do we got for tech news here? Tomorrow's the big announcement for iPhone 6. That's right. And Kate Aquino will be joining us shortly, Miss Metaverse, and that's what we're going to be talking about is the big announcement tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see, if they gain back some of their share. And I didn't check, by the way, on the demographics of iPhone users. I still need to do that yet.
Yeah, we taled about that, who's actually buying up the iPhones.
Yep. Cloud printing and shipping services, it raises $7 million in equity, and this is a 3D printing cloud service. So you can basically, let's say you want to print that cup you're drinking your coffee out of right now.
Coffee right here.
You can actually order that online. They will print it for you and send it to you.
Give me a red Solo cup. There it is.
You can go to the superstore and buy 100 of them for $6. But I want to print one for $49.
That dang straight.
Because I want my own personal red Solo cup. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah.
I want a laminated.
But I think we're going to see more and more of those type of services where you can go online and literally order something that will be printed and sent to you. So you don't have to go out and buy your own 3D printer. You can have somebody else do it for you. Oh, my goodness.
How about a 3D printer that makes 3D printers? We did talk about that.
Yes, we did. There is actually a 3D printer. When you buy it, it'll come and it's programmed to actually create more 3D printers.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
I need to pull up the story, too, because we talked before about the gun controversy, about using them to make guns. And I understand there's been some movement in the legislature in California to regulate the use of 3D printers to make firearms.
Yeah, and I would imagine that there'll probably be other legislation, across the country for.
Yeah, they're just starting to catch up with all that.
Yeah,
now.
And do you do this just for guns, or do you do this for knives, or maybe some other type of
what about
swords?
Drug paraphernalia, like hash pipe. Seriously,
that's an interesting point because a person could print your own drug paraphernalia.
Yeah.
And wow. I never even thought about it along those lines, but yeah. And, and we have talked a little bit about the drug cartels and the ability for them to print their own guns. That's a big deal. And that'll have to be something that will be hopefully figured out. And, these printers that print metal are very, very expensive. So it's basically governments and maybe some few wealthy individuals at this time that can purchase them, but those few wealthy individuals we're talking about are usually the head of drug cartels. So, they would probably think nothing of spending millions and millions of dollars to be able to have that ability to make their own weapons. So, it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. Always with good technology, there always has to be something that sneaks in that's probably not so good.
And it usually takes, because of the very nature of what's going on, it takes the government a while to catch up with all this.
Well, it's not like the old days, meaning, 8 years ago, when when technology wasn't moving at such a quick pace. Now it is, so it's difficult to regulate everything before
back when
it happens.
Geezer he was a geezer back then, too.
Exactly, yeah. All right, everybody, after the break, Kate Aquino, Miss Metaverse, will be joining us, so come on back.
Right now, 73.
Sean Hannity, weekdays at 2, only on Super Talk 1270.
Follow the Guru of Geek everywhere he goes. Post your comments or questions at thetechranch.com. Once again, your Guru of Geek, Marlo Anderson.
And joining us on the phone, futurista Kate Aquino, Miss Metaverse. How you doing, Kate?
Hello. I'm doing well. How you doing?
Well, like I told you during the break, I am medicated with cold medication, and it's Monday, so I'm a slow guru of geek today. Yeah, we're both not doing well. Jim's in the same boat as I am.
Tylenol PM, baby, with Benadryl.
But you do deal with this all the time, Jim, since you have allergy issues.
And I live in a house with 2 cats.
That he's allergic to.
That I'm fiercely allergic to. And they're great. I love the cats, but yeah.
How's that for dedication, Kate?
Oh, wow. Well, I got something that's going to pick you up today.
Really? What do you have for us?
Tomorrow is like a holiday.
No. Really?
Yes, it is. You know what's coming out tomorrow.
Well, I'm a Droid user, so I'm probably... No, I'm just kidding. So, yeah. Tell us what's going on tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow is the big Apple announcement that everyone's been waiting for.
So, are you an Apple user?
let's see. I bite my tongue here on this one, but I'm an Apple user.
But that's okay.
I'm very excited about tomorrow. I'm looking forward to a couple of the watches and the things that people are talking about. I'm very, very particular about my ideas here.
Okay, so what do you use right now? Are you using an iPhone 5 or?
Yes, I have the 5S.
Okay.
Phone. I also have iPad 2, iPad Mini, and the garbage can looking Mac Pro.
Wow. Okay, so for you, this really is a holiday, isn't it?
It truly is, and I'm really excited because if you ask me, I think that while there are a lot of smartwatches that are out already, and of course there is a lot of anticipation for the Galaxy Gear S watch to come out.
Yep.
I do think and I do hope that the iWatch, I hope it does get announced tomorrow, and I hope that it solves a lot of the issues that I've seen with Samsung's watches in the last year.
So let's talk a little bit about the watch then, and what kind of features are you thinking you're going to see on an iWatch?
Right. So one big issue that I have with the Galaxy Gear watches is, I actually tried on and was playing around with the Galaxy Gear 2 the other day, and the Galaxy Gear S is supposed to release in October. But a huge problem that I see is that Galaxy has released 6 watches in the last year. That's since October 4th last year.
Right.
6 of these smartwatches. And it just seems like they're not really getting up to speed to where I would want them to be in order for me to use them in the way we would use our iPhones or any smartphone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I agree. I think that, a person has to do enough upgrading all the time anyway. Do you really want to be faced with an upgrade choice 2 months after you've purchased something?
Right, and the upgrades that do come out are very small and different. And then the Galaxy Gear 2 is really neat because when you use it, there's a camera on it. So you could take pictures and there's some neat functions like that, and there's internal storage. But an issue with the Galaxy Gear 2 is that you need your phone with you in order for it to work. It doesn't have its own Wi-Fi on it.
What I find really hilarious about the watch is that we have, as a culture, have moved away from wearing watches over the last 10 years because everybody carries a cell phone with the timepiece in it now. Yep. And all of a sudden, it is coming back, and everybody in the near future will be wearing a watch again because it syncs with their phone. It's just like fashion. What was popular in the 80s is now popular again and now, and it seems like it's a fashionable type of deal. But there is a lot more functionality with the watches that we're talking about. It's not just a timepiece.
Right. And the problem I see with the Galaxy Gear S is that it's like taking one step forward and 2 steps back. Here we are. The Galaxy Gear S is going to come out, and it's going to have its own built-in Wi-Fi, 3G. You're not going to need your phone with you in order for it to work. But another problem is this one has no camera, which I just feel like is a huge flaw in the design because one of the neatest features I thought that the Gear 2 had was having a camera. Now, an issue with both of these watches is that there's no forward-facing camera. So if you want to do those Dick Tracy style, video calls on your watch, you're going to need a forward-facing camera, just like how we have on our smartphones and our tablet devices.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep. That's exactly right. Yeah. And you said it exactly as it is. This is a Dick Tracy type of watch now. So it is very, very cool. So have you seen any of them that have the projector on them yet that actually project an image across the back of your hand?
I have seen conceptual designs for that, but
Okay.
I haven't seen any coming to the market yet.
Yeah, they're not on the market yet, but that's something that's going to be coming up pretty soon. Yes, Jim. So as you're wearing the watch, it actually projects the image. So if I'm calling you, it'll actually say Marlo calling right across the back of your hand. It projects that on there.
I'm thinking Dick Tracy here with this two-way wrist TV thing.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about here,
Right.
And that projection side of it actually adds a lot to it.
Yeah.
And of course, then you really start thinking into the future with the projection side of it. And since I have Kate on as a futurista, I'm thinking that the next level with projection watches will be that they'll add an infrared field in there as well. So then soon you'll be able to actually type with a keyboard on your hand.
Right. There are a few designs out there that I've seen that do exactly like you're saying. They project a keyboard onto your hand. They're very flexible. They're made from a different type of material, so they're not going to be like our fake, classic watches anymore. They're going to be a thinner plastic kind of bendable band. And also, there's a lot of functions with those. I saw a design where not only is it on your watch and projects a keyboard on your hand, but also you can take it off and it'll make a conventional keyboard as you lay it flat. So it's also becoming a universal keyboard on the go, and also one you can project onto your hand, which is really cool.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. So I like the minimalistic appearance of having that, because the last thing I like carrying gear with me, but when I bring a tablet with, and now I'm attaching a keyboard to it, and I'm attaching a mouse to it, and it's like, oh my goodness, I'm right back to a laptop again. So it's I really like this approach. So the biggest question I think everybody has in their mind, though, does the watch actually show you what time it is?
The watch, yes, it does show you what time it is, and
How
it also
clever.
tracks your health. It's like a pedometer. It'll show you how many steps you've taken. And apparently, Samsung said that they're going to be releasing about 1,000 apps with the Galaxy Gear S. So I'm expecting a huge thing with this Apple release announcement tomorrow. I'm really hoping that they really just solve all these issues that I've been seeing with the Galaxy Gear watches. And one thing that I've seen as a futurista here is, we women, we don't want to be carrying around a phone and a watch and all these things. We want to just simplify. And for us, it's the smaller the better. Think about it. We already have these handbags. They're like black holes inside of our handbags. Every time we go in there to try to find our phone, or we're trying to find our keys, it's like, I don't know how we're supposed to find anything in these giant handbags to carry around. So
yeah, I picture in my mind the guy trying to get on an airplane with several armloads worth of stuff that he has to take with him at all times.
Yep, exactly.
Exactly, yeah. So we're always trying to dig through. And yes, you're right. A lot of business people, you're traveling on planes all the time. You got to dig through all your stuff, get all of your things out. And one thing that is speculated about the iWatch is that there's going to be a new system, so it's going to be a digital wallet, and the digital wallet could be, an answer to what we're already seeing. We already see a lot of companies like StubHub and whatnot, and Starbucks. There's apps on our phones that we could already just simply scan something to pay for whatever, either our drink, or we could scan for our concert ticket and whatnot. But this might be the next step, where it truly is a digital wallet, and we could pay for things wherever we are on the go.
Yeah, they're supposed to be using a technology, I believe it's called HFD. I might be wrong about that, but it's something along those lines, and it's kind of an offshoot of Bluetooth, but it's even a shorter distance, as far as the frequency goes. So you have to be somewhat close to the receiver. You can't be 10 feet away from it or whatever. You have to be somewhat close. But then you can change that monetary transaction, let's say simply by waving your watch over the receiving pad and then paying for your cup of coffee or whatever that way. It's very, very convenient.
Right. And that is exciting. But, of course, especially with the recent iCloud hack that happens, we're wondering how safe will our data be?
Yep. And
I think an issue might be, how willing will users be to want to use these digital wallets when something as simple as iCloud could be hacked and data could be taken. And that's
exactly.
something that we want to look out for. But like you said, you have to be very close to somebody in order to be into the system. It's a short way away.
Yep.
So I'm sure, and there will be more products to help with these issues as it rolls out. So.
All right, Kate, a pleasure as always. We look forward to your next report to us, and everybody, have a great week.